Okay, it's the final day for Cathy. She's coming in a bit over half an hour and we're going to be watching episodes 7 and 8. Now, I found episode 7, I can't even remember half of what happens in it because it's a bit of a catch up and start pulling everything together. It's called Deus Damar, and so of course we get the Barthanas reveal, etc. But episode 8 is like such a smasher, and I can't wait, particularly for Matt to get the horn, make the Ashendare. Is it an Ashendare? Anyway, that's for a breakdown later on, but for Matt to do his escape, for him to get the horn, for him to blow the horn, for the heroes to be seen, for Cathy to see Uno. I'm dying to see her reaction to that. And to see Egwene kill Renna. It's going to be really interesting to see how Cathy feels about Egwene killing and in the way that she does. And then the actual ending, I'm sure she will pick up that Elaine does the angel's halo as she's healing, kind of half healing Rand's wound, and then the Dragon of Fire, and just how much she picks up. And then her and I will be making the plan for how she's going to do the entire season rewatch. I'm not sure whether she's going to want to rewatch, what would it be, episodes 5, 6, 7 and 8 again. Oh, she's only seen episode 4 once, so I'm not sure if she's going to want to rewatch them and then go back to the beginning, because that would then mean she would be getting to have watched everything for the 3rd time, or whether she's going to want to jump back to the beginning and just start the rewatch. So we'll work that out, and yeah, she'll be here soon, and I just get so ridiculously excited. So we're doing a kitchen conversation this time because we've got this, we've got this beautiful Moroccan food cooking on the stove just now. Since they filmed in Morocco, it seemed like a good themed food to have Moroccan food, and we've got these beautiful brioche to have with it. So, Cathy was just saying, did Loyal always have blonde hair? Yeah, his hair hasn't changed. I think it might be sometimes the light.
I didn't remember being
a little bit different.
Blonde, but yeah, okay.
That's all right. So what are your overall thoughts about the episode?
Oh my goodness me. Well, my first reaction was whoever wrote that has a really good sense of humour, because there were some very funny bits in that, which I think we really needed in amongst the constant no, what? Moments. So, yes.
I think you need it too, because the last episode was so dark.
Yes.
That you need to have those action-paced dark episodes, and then you need a bit of a cool down.
Yep.
But still a lot happened, but it didn't have the feeling.
It wasn't as
of being overwhelmed.
The last episode was very dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were very surprised to find out that Barthanas
yes,
was a dark friend.
I did not anticipate that at all. I thought he was, they were very clever at luring us into that little trap. Yeah, I didn't expect that. And I was very excited that his mother got him. Yes.
It's quite interesting, because the book readers, knew that he was a dark friend.
Right.
But the way they were putting this situation across, there was a lot of discussion leading up to this episode, wondering were they going to flip it and make his mother the dark friend, because we weren't quite sure if she was being completely trustworthy, because they're actually doing that a bit in the show. They're actually taking situations from the book and flipping
Okay.
who is doing what, or who's in a situation with a person when something happens. And so we weren't sure if they were doing a flip, but they weren't. They were doing a really good thing of anybody can be a dark friend. A baddie does not necessarily have a cloak and go wah ha ha ha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So, what is it? Favourite
moment?
Favourite moment.
Oh, well, my favourite moment, just because it made me laugh and laugh, was when Loyal came in, when Nynaeve and Elaine pulled Loyal off the street into the little hidey hole, and Nynaeve was just so dismissive of Elaine. It was hilarious and so well done.
Don't encourage you.
Yeah.
Yes, your name sings in her name sings in your ear. Yeah.
It was just it was just a light moment that I think I needed it. I needed it as I was kind of girding my loins for whatever was going to come next, and it was just so brilliantly done. Yeah, it was very good.
We both had a really good laugh.
Yeah.
Like, we were both laughing out loud.
And it kept making me laugh. Into the next scene, I was still remembering the way she'd done that.
We were still, yeah.
Yeah.
You had the lingering chuckle.
Yeah, it was very funny. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so I wonder what my favourite moment. My favourite moment was the Geotop when Bane and Chiad belted up Arvienda.
I still haven't. I don't understand why. Really.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
So do you remember when they were walking towards Found Later, and she started talking with Perrin, and he said G means something? Do you remember what that was?
No, he said toe. Was it toe? Means obligation?
Yep. Okay.
I can't remember what he meant.
No, you're actually right. They didn't quite explain what G means. So you've got G, etop, which is the two things. Right. And so if toe means obligation, and another of the Spear Sisters had been killed, then and Alvienda said that she had toe.
Yeah.
So she felt obligated to have prevented that death.
Yeah.
And so it's always like midday, so we always get like all of the bongs at the clock.
Yeah.
And so in order to meet that obligation, they belted her up, which is, pretty sick.
Yeah, well, yes, I found that really quite disturbing, I have to say.
I think Perrin and Hopper were pretty disturbed too. Hopper held himself back.
He did.
Like, get in and do
I was waiting for him to go in and sort it all out. Yeah. I'm kind of glad he didn't, because I don't think I'd want to take them on, actually.
No. Even a wolf doesn't really want to take an Aiel on. So yes, we've got to just see a little bit into that culture of theirs, which is again like something totally different to the other cultures that we're seeing. But we're only getting a bit of a glimpse into the they're friends, they're travelling together, and they sorted something out.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was one of my favourite, one of my standout moments, because I've read the books, so I understand more about that Geotop. Yeah,
because that just kind of, it just came out of the blue, and it was like, okay, what, why? I did also really like that scene 20 years back with the young Moiraine and the young Suan, and it was heartbreaking. Just to see them so full of hope and and to see where they are now. And
because we said while we were watching it how well they actually youthed down Suan and Moiraine, and because that's not always done as well.
And when we had that little clip again towards the end of the episode, so I was really looking, I was thinking, I can't actually work out how they've done it, but they've done it so well to make them look young and fresh and very
they really did. Yeah, and that added the extra gut punching in.
Yes.
Yeah. And so as it turns out, Moiraine was not stilled.
Yes.
And so you do get now
what
was happening there, because I know that was a little bit confusing.
Yeah, and look,
too.
I mean, this is what I get. I have to go and see the whole lot from the beginning again, because
absolutely.
When this is all new, it's like there's stuff from season 1 that I probably have just forgotten because I didn't really quite understand it.
Correct.
So
that are going to jump out.
Yeah.
And now I can tell you that for us as book readers, they are changing a lot of the detail of the story in the show. And that did not happen to Moiraine in the books at all.
Oh!
And it has been 2 years of raging discussions. Is she stilled or is she shielded?
Right.
Or is she both? Would you believe there have even been theories that she is both shielded and stilled?
Right. Okay.
And I was always on the Moiraine was shielded.
Yeah.
How did I just say that? I was always on the Moiraine is only shielded and tied off. And when you rewatch season 1, you will now see it at the eye of the world, right? You will, because you see them shielding Logain.
Yep.
And so you see what those shields look like. Because the thing is, the Forsaken, they don't do this.
Yeah.
Right? All this garbage that Moiraine does.
Yeah.
They just, but you see Ishii go and you see that little shield, you know how like they kind of do that thing? And then you see him as he puts his hand down, he just kind of goes and and it's like he's tying off the shield where
So while that didn't happen to Moiraine in the books, it is a thing that happens to people.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it is, and so that's where they go. Oh yeah, we shouldn't have left the.
I'll just take this.
I've got a little pot holder too that might be easier, so we just need to do it. And now I can't find it. Where is it? Here it is. Oh,
so I've got the tea towels too.
Oh yeah.
It's all right. Everything's there. There we go. All good.
Yep. So while they change like lots of detail of the story in the book, they don't like really do anything like that isn't from the book. They just might change who things happen to, because they can't have over 2,000 named characters in 15 books worth of situations.
Yeah.
So in the second book, Moiraine was hardly in there.
Okay.
And so they have given her more story that has brought all these concepts in and put her in the different situations so that she's in there. So it all makes sense to us, but that's not the way things happen in the books. So favourite character for the episode?
Favourite character for the episode? It's a hard one. It's a hard one. The first one that sprang to mind was Moiraine's sister, whose name I can't remember.
Dear. Yeah.
Just because, I was like, oh no, she's had it, that's it, her bad son's going to kill her. And she turned it around.
She did.
Yes, so I did quite like that. And I also love when Egwene said,
I can turn that off too.
When Egwene said, I will kill you. Yes!
That was another favourite moment. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. When she showed that whilst she had been broken in the previous episode, she's not like broken in the way you might think. She has broken her that she cannot see those things as being a weapon. But she hasn't gone undefeated, so she's been broken in one way, but not completely. Yeah. And now, my favourite character was Matt. Be still my heart, like the father of lies, right? And all of that touchy feeling.
Oh, I know. It's so creepy.
You know, because
Yes.
I have always had a thing about people invading my personal space uninvited, you know, and so for me, it's a real thing, you know, like when she is like holding that. And, you know, stroking him and, you know, doing the whole nihilism is the only way to go was that just, it just mats.
And again, that constant, that repeated message of this is just who you are and you can't escape that.
Upon abuse. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah. Biggest shock.
Oh, well, that, what's his name? Starts with a B.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, it was a baddie. I think I literally gasped. It was like, no, he made sandwiches. How can he be bad? Yeah, that I think that really took me by surprise.
Yeah. I think for me the biggest shock was the Swan and Moiraine confrontation at the Waygate at the end. You know, when Swan pulled the "you have to obey me" card, and you know, just that rift in their relationship.
Now, can I ask a question? So when she said you have to obey me, you've made an oath. Was she making Moiraine? Like Moiraine was clearly doing closing the Waygate against her will.
Yeah.
And it looked. I mean, okay, I'm going to use Harry Potter. Sorry, people, I'm using Harry Potter words now because it's now. But it was like she was under an imperious curse. Like she was being forced to do it.
She was being forced.
So
do you remember the oath when Moiraine was exiled?
I remember it being a thing, but I don't.
And so they had that oath rod, and Swan was holding it, and then Moiraine held it, and then Weaves went down as Moiraine swore the oath, and she swore to obey Swan Sanjay, daughter of the river, blah 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 blah. Yep, not just the Armelin Sea.
Yeah.
And so that swearing of that oath was like an imperious curse, like that was magically made into her being. And so it's really interesting that when Swan said close the gate, Moiraine could say no, because it was when Swan went, I'm commanding you, that it's kind of like the truth they tell. Isn't it all, you know, it's kind of like Swan says don't do it, and Moiraine, you know, is going to like wriggle around it, but when it was I'm commanding you, you actually saw that she was trying to still not do it and she couldn't. And that's how it is with the they swear the 3 oaths on that same rod, right? And so that's where when they keep saying I cannot lie, right, they actually can't. But I thought they can.
I thought it was interesting that Moiraine said, I'm being more truthful with you than anyone else. And so it's like, yes, there are shades of truth.
And it's again, the truth an Aes Sedai tells you is not always the truth you think that you hear. Yeah. And because that was a bit hard for Swan, to be honest, when she first arrived at the Waygate. How was she to know Moiraine had just had that shield lifted literally a minute before?
Yes, so
because she was like, you lied.
She still doesn't know that whole backstory, does she?
Correct. No, she doesn't.
So
she doesn't know that. She's left, she's left on the ground not knowing whether Moiraine is like, I mean, she heard Lanfear say, I told you I'd kill her, but then she watches Lan and Moiraine go through the Waygate with Lanfear. So, like, Yes. So, only one episode left. So, just the prediction I'm going to ask you is it going to be like that big action episode or another just calm down episode?
Well, I'm going to say big action because at some point there's going to be fire in the sky. So, you know, I'm going to go big action.
It was kind of a trick question. I think our last episode of the season.
And I'm fully expecting that nothing will be resolved and I will be left on the edge of my seat yet again going, what?
A waffo. We just have to watch and find out.
Yep.
And we get to eat.
We do.
We did it.
We did.
We got to the end
We did.
of episode 8. First, just overall thought.
I think that was the best episode ever.
100%.
Just absolutely brilliant. So good. So good.
Yeah. Yeah. For me personally, I feel like so satisfied.
Yes. One of the things I'm really happy about, as I said at the end of our previous little video, I was fully expecting to be left up in the air on everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, yes, of course, we don't know, you know, there's so many things that are left open, but things have been resolved in some way. I like just Matt. I was sobbing. It was so good.
That's the first time that I've seen Cathy actually cry.
Well, Hopper actually had already
Oh
started.
no, sorry, Hopper.
Hopper.
Yeah, and you're quite right. With Hopper dying, it just started the emotional roller coaster that kept going.
Absolutely did, and it was like I was crying because I was sad, and then I was just crying because I was so happy for Matt. Like, that whole scene was just amazing.
Mm.
And then Udo was there, and it was so good, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, watching that with you, having seen it, when I knew Hopper was going to come in, you know, and I was, you know, trying not to be reacting, and because you go, yes, it's Hopper, and I'm just like, and I've got to tell you something really funny is when I watched it the first time. I mean, I knew Hopper dies, right? So Hopper does die in the book,
right? Okay,
in a slightly different battle, but very similar circumstances, and Hopper does die. But for some reason, I wasn't thinking about the fact we were going to see Hopper die.
Right.
And when that started and Valda has him and Perrin's reaching for the axe, my little brain is going, oh no, Perrin's going to pick up the axe. And, you know, then Hopper comes in and then I'm like, oh no, it's Hopper. And so it kind of got me in a different but a similar way to how it got you, because I just had this momentary lapse of realizing that it was going to be the Hopper death. And you got so excited when Matt blew that horn, or when you knew Matt was going to blow it.
Well, I was shouting, Matt, just blow the horn. You're trapped, just blow the horn. Who knows what's going to happen? I know, but I wasn't expecting that. That was so amazing. That moment of his realization was just so well done, and it was like,
after all those layers of abuse we've watched being thrown on him, you always bad. Every life and everyone at that has been a lie. And then just when he went, I remember, and I was like, well, what do you remember? And then I watched what he was doing, and it's like, he really remembers who he's been before, not the lies. And all of a sudden he was fighting with that weapon that he's made. He was like fighting as though as though he knew what to do. And then he spears Rand. I know. Just when you thought everything is all wonderful, everything's not all wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it really fun for your rewatch because the foretellings are always hard to unravel, you know, and then you watch it and we'll be able to talk a bit differently when we rewatch because obviously when you watch something and I know what's coming up, I can't talk about something, but when you start to pick things up on the rewatch, you know, we'll be able to talk about that you know, links to that, etc. So and Egwene kills Renna. She said she
did say she would,
and when she said it, you were like, yes.
I know,
but then when she did it, because there's not a nice way to kill someone.
No.
But it was to me, it was almost worse than, remember when she first was in the kennels and she had that dream. No, but she had that dream that Renna comes in the room and that she picks that jug up and hits her and that she just like smashes her. Yeah. The way she really killed her was almost worse.
Well, it was much more measured. It wasn't angry. Exactly. It was very cold.
Exactly. It wasn't just that I'm grabbing my moment and if I don't do this, I won't be able to flee. Yeah. It was like...
I thought she was going to take pity on her. I really did. And then she just didn't. Yeah. So...
Yeah. So
and then Nynaeve, it's just... She should have paid attention in class.
Well, what's going on with Nynaeve?
Well, she wasn't angry because she wasn't angry, so she couldn't do anything.
Yeah. So she's got a block. Yeah. So it's not really a paying attention in class.
Well, no, but
maybe it is. But are they teaching her the right way?
Well, obviously not, because it wasn't working for her. But. Oh yeah, that was painful to watch. Painful to watch her unable to do anything except push the arrow through.
Although what I will say is interesting is that if you had somebody with an arrow wound like that, you would actually have to push the arrow through before you would be able to heal it.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I
Interestingly enough,
I do. Yeah. But,
no. Yeah, but I would have wanted to snap it off, not push the feathers through. But but that's like now we're getting into the nitty gritty. But when we know what she's been capable of doing, it is really hard to watch her blocked.
Yeah.
So.
It was interesting watching the shift in dynamic with her and Elaine, and that she, because she said something like, Egwene needs you, and whereas there'd been that jealousy up till now, kind of, but so there's been a bit of a softening there, I suppose. Yeah. I felt like when Rand said to Elaine, "Who are you?" I felt like there's some significance I don't know about there in that question. I mean, he obviously didn't know who she was, but they just, I don't know. It felt to me like there was more. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm just...
Any thoughts what it could be?
Well, my first thought was she was his sister, but it was only because of the similarity in colouring, that was all.
They do have some similarity in colouring.
That was just what came to my mind. But I just, when he asked the question, I thought, what does that mean? Because like they really hung on the question and kind of just focused on her face. So,
and the light shining behind her.
Exactly.
It was a moment.
I don't know. So there's something.
Yep, so maybe a sister. And it's kind of, look, it's one of the fun things about trying to predict with fantasy is because it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
That, you know, like you can kind of take guesses, but, you know,
Yes.
Like, for example, you have heard nothing about Megiddian to have expected her to be like she is.
Yes.
So how could you predict,
Yeah.
you know, that she would be weaving spider webs? And,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Yes,
her nickname is the Spider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So and I should I be able to work out who made the dragon or like, who sent the wheat from the other?
No, because we don't know.
So okay, I haven't got the information and I'm just not using it. Right.
No, and it's you know, like I said to you about speculating, right? So that's one of the things in fandom we're like, you know, speculating on that, and I have some theories which I can't tell to you but they won't mean anything to you. I have some theories, but it might be a totally loony theory.
Okay.
But we don't know. And that's where I said to you the first watch, maybe the first two watches, I didn't notice that the extra bit. I've done it slow motion, and you can almost see the dragon head kind of forming on that bit coming out of the ship. So I do believe that came from somebody either on a ship or in the water, you know. But again, things didn't happen exactly that way in the book. Therefore, it's open to speculation, which is one of the fun things for book readers.
And I'm guessing that Uno wasn't one of the heroes of the past in the book because
he didn't even die.
He wasn't.
He got right through to book 14.
Right. Oh, that was just. I was like, yay! Uno's there.
And another fun speculation thing about that is, as soon as episode 3, which is the one he got killed in, as soon as that was over, fandom were tossing it backwards and forwards. Oh, he's going to come back as a hero for and I was like, no, they won't do that. No, we needed the impact of a death of someone we cared about. They won't do it. And I sort of like, And what I'm realizing now that they've done with the way they've done the Heroes of the Horn is it just would have meant nothing to non-book readers. But by doing that, I think they haven't had to explain a lot about the Heroes of the Horn because Uno was there.
Yes.
And they saw how Uno just went, feck you, I'm not bowing to you.
Yeah.
And it's actually was a really clever shortcut. To, you know, because we had a whole book this thick called The Great Hunt.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, and this, you know, a lot of this season was based around that book. But, you know, they're like, and there was a lot more involved on the hunt for the horn and all, you know, the whole thing about it. And they've been able to shortcut a lot of that by actually making someone that we knew and understood put into that. So I think that was really clever television to be able to do that.
So I have a big question, which is, so the horn was used at the last battle.
Yes.
So that's the last battle.
No.
Right, okay, because it's like, well, it can't be the last battle because we've got 6 more seasons to go. So it can be used in other battles then.
So yes.
Clearly.
So yes. And which is and that happened. It was Matt blows it in the book The Great Hunt. So just let me. I could not have shown it to you. I can get it to you. I could not have shown you the cover because it would have blown it.
Okay.
Because there's The Great Hunt. And there's Matt blowing the horn. And if I'd shown you the cover, you might not have known that was Matt. But if you were like, well, who's that blowing the horn? You would have known the horn was being blown. And you see there's Loyal.
Right.
Looks a bit different.
It does.
I think they've done him better on television than if they had tried to animate something that looked quite like that. It would have been, and that of course is Moiraine, because there would have been nothing worse than a dumb looking loyal,
Yeah.
you know. So they probably, and you can't go by the illustration. There's a long history to what we affectionately call the bad art.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really 90s.
Well, it is.
style.
It is
Yeah.
classic. Yeah.
It is. It's real 90s
Old school
style.
fantasy
Like,
art. Yeah.
yeah. Some of them, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I can show you other covers a bit, a bit further down where you just go, "That's Rand." What? Yeah,
Right.
and it's like, yeah. So,
I love that bit that Rand's there and his hair's shit.
and his hair's shit. Yeah,
It's hilarious.
yeah. Just have to get that in one more time. Yeah.
But just that whole episode was just fantastic. It was so good, so good.
And it was really great that last week you were saying all 5 of them need to be together. Yeah.
And I have been saying that and thinking that since episode whatever it was in season 1 where they split up, like episode 3.
Yeah.
Like it's been clear that when the 5 of them are together, when we didn't know who was the dragon, it's almost like it doesn't matter. They all need to be together for them to be as powerful and solid as they can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 2 seconds, I'm assuming, and then it'll all go horribly wrong again, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's there was a lot of things were actually brought around and completed, whilst still leaving. Well, there's now there's 7 Forsaken out instead of 2.
Yep.
1 might be gone, but 7 are out in the world, and they're they nicked off.
Yeah.
Quick smart.
Yeah. And what was it? The 3 of them were female and were all right, and the others were. What was it? They were crazy or wild or something or other. There was something about the 4 male.
About the boys.
About the boys. Yeah. Anyway. So if the spider the spider one is one of the
so that's Megiddian.
So if she's one of the more under control ones, I don't want to think what the boys
well, we
are
don't
like.
know that,
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, one of the things I loved was the last line in the season. Lanfear says, "Light help you, Randall Thor." So if a Forsaken has to say something like that, then in fact. It was like that last season. It was like, we did that, we got to the eye of the world, oh, that was bad. And then, oh my God, now there's, these ships and we don't know what that means, but there's something more we weren't expecting. Yeah. And then it's been the same this season. We've done that, we've got a certain bit around. Yeah. But wait, there's more.
Now we've got 7 Forsaken. And suddenly Lanfear looks like quite sweet compared to what we're thinking about the others.
Yeah, because it was a similar thing, just with a little flick of the wrist, and Megiddian had Lanfear held in such a way that, Lanfear, she was shitting herself.
She was.
Severely.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's one of only 6 that are out. Yeah. So we've heard the names of 2 other of the Forsaken. So we heard the name of 2 of the females last week, which was, we heard Megiddian's name, and we heard another one which was Grendel.
Okay, I was going to say it started with a G.
Well done. You that's pretty good, right?
All right. Yeah.
And then at the beginning of this episode, when they were at the Eye of the World with Luz Theron.
Yep.
Was it? Yeah, it might have been then. Anyway, in this, I'm a great host, aren't I? In this episode, Ishamael mentioned one of the males, one of the boys, which was Samael.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah. Right. I'm not surprised, because there was a lot happening, and it, if I know a name, I'm going to hear when he mentioned Megiddian and Samael. So, and that's telling you nothing, just to say that, well, we know there's 2 females and we know there are boys, but we don't know much more than that. So, favourite moment?
Oh, well, the Matt thing. Matt. Well, actually, there were many favourite moments with Matt. Actually, although the most moving one was when I remember.
Okay, well, that's the most moving, but yeah.
I think, actually, when he had made the decision about what to do about the dagger, I think, when he worked out...
When he sorted out and he didn't touch it.
And I think that was... like just such a redeeming moment for him. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then when Pat and Faye went running, that was also pretty good.
Yeah. Pat and Faye thought he was so smart.
Yeah.
Favourite moment. That's hard because I mean it in a way for me it's the Matt redemption stuff that because I said to Cathy, I've been waiting 2 seasons, to see this. But I think also was Egwene holding that shield when Ishamael, I think I really liked that. And have you noticed she does everything without her hands at all? And it's like everything just comes from the centre of her. Yeah, because that was how she was back at the tower. Remember, she was. They were like, it'd be easier if you use your hand. I'm not going to do easy. So, there was a lot of favourite moments in that one. But I think, the way she'd had all that, good girl stuff done at her, and she just stands up to a Forsaken.
Yep.
Yeah. So I know what you're going to answer. Favourite character for this season?
For the season...
Although Hopper was pretty good.
Hopper was...
not many dogs die that well on screen.
When Hopper was just lying... it was just heartbreaking when he was lying on the ground just looking at Perrin. I love Hopper.
I know.
And I really connected with Hopper, and I thought he can't be gone.
I know. Trust me. Everybody is traumatized. Reading the book was traumatic, and seeing it on screen maybe a little bit more traumatic. Because you can do certain things when you're reading. That you can reduce stress a bit when that you can't always when you.
No, it was there.
It was. Yeah. So, but you were going to say Matt and...
Well, it's hard to say, but I just love the whole Matt story arc. I'm just so happy.
Matt is one of my favourite characters in the whole series, and I don't think I've said that to you because it's hard to say it to someone until they see a redeeming arc begin for him. Yeah. So I have to say Matt. And maybe Megiddian. And do you know what? If you had asked me before that episode what I thought Megiddian would look like, how she would... I don't even remember seeing anyone fan casting her because we didn't know she was going to appear at the end of it. I don't know if I could have really told you what she would have looked like, and it would be nothing like her. Yeah. And she is perfect. Okay. So it's interesting that little short bangs and stuff. I wouldn't have thought any of that up, but when she does that whole thing and when she sneaks backwards and disappears, it's just like, oh, she's Megiddian. Yeah. So I think she hits some big points for me. Yeah.
I can't say she's one of my favourite characters in this episode. She was creepy. But
creepy, so creepy.
Because when I have to say, when Lanfear was going back into that room, and it was obvious there was going to be something that she wasn't expecting in there, and I thought it's going to be Ishamael.
And I thought, but
he's gone into nothing, so I don't see how that's going to work.
So surely he's gone.
I couldn't think who else it would be.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't see it coming either, and I didn't pick up the clue to it earlier, which was when Ishamael came into Suroth and he's goes like that, and all that dust was flying off his hand. It was like he'd just broken the seals, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the kind of fun things.
Right. Yep.
That it's not until you go that you go. I mean, I did pick it up on the first watch when we got to the end, because I remember looking at him do that and it was just a bit like, you know.
Right.
And then when I saw them all smash at the end, it started to go, So, and because we had that little play about it all the time where he's like, are you gonna, was it betray me or whatever he was saying? She's like, obviously. And so the whole time they were, playing a number of games around and around each other. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have no idea now where things will go in the next season, because all we know is the Shan-Chen appear to be defeated because Moiraine, she blew a few boats up there.
Did.
They might not be that every single one of them's gone, but there's quite a mess. Ishamael's gone. Other Forsaken are out. There's no reason to be in film anymore, but no clue as to what that means for what's next. So it kind of I think the main cliffhanger just is that the Forsaken are out.
Yes.
Without us having any idea. So any other thoughts about anything you saw?
No, I don't think so. I'm overwhelmed. But I'm so happy because it was just such a good episode. Yeah. Such a good episode. And it drew together so many threads that had been dangling for the whole season. So it was good. It was good.
Yeah. It drew together more than it left open, I think. Yes. Yeah. So our last question really is going to be how you want to do the rewatch, because you've seen episodes 1, 2 and 3 twice. Yeah. And you've only seen the other 5 once. So do you want to watch them again and then we go back to episode 1 and
I need to go back to episode 1.
So we go back to episode 1.
Right back to the start.
And because that will be your third watch of episode 1. Not episode 1, season 1. Yes. Yeah. So next watch, we're going back to Dot. And we're going to start watching from season 1. Yeah. Yep. I can't wait to do that because I haven't watched any season 1 since season 2 yet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I said to you, I rewatched it in the lead up to season 2, but I haven't watched any yet since season 2. So that's going to be great.
We will.
Thanks, Cathy.
All right.
I'm so glad that you enjoyed it because it is so much fun to watch it with someone who is as excited about all of the things happening.
Thank you.